back. The Braves visited Eastern Pennsylvania to take on the Phillies. The Phillies came away with the win, the final 6-4. Cody Asche was a force at the plate, driving in 3 runs. Right now, the Phillies are in last place in the NL East. They're over 20 games out of first. The Braves are second in the division, 10 games out of first. The Cubs were in Cincinnati to take on the Reds, and it was the Reds who emerged in this one, 5-0. Homer Bailey earned a well-deserved win on the bump as he tossed a complete game shutout effort. At the moment, the Reds are in third place in the NL Central, 5 games back. The Cubs are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Colorado Rockies took on the Brew Crew in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it was the Rockies who came out on top. The final was 4-0. Jordan Lyles twirled a dominating complete game shutout on the mound for the victory. Heading into today, the Brewers sit in second place in the National League Central, only a half game back. The Rockies sit in third place in the National League West Division, 10.5 back. The Yankees took on the Pirates in interleague action at PNC Park, and it was the boys from the Bronx who were victorious. The score was 4-1. Michael Pineda was dominant on the bump, grabbing the victory with a complete game effort. Looking at the standings, the Pirates sit in fourth place in the National League Central Division, 8 games out of first. The Yankees sit in fourth place in the American League East Division, 14 games back. The boys in blue visited the Redbirds in the Gateway City, and it was the Dodgers who nabbed the win, the final 4-3. Matt Kemp led the charge offensively with 3 RBIs in the contest. He is currently among the National League slugging percentage leaders. Chad Billingsley earned the victory on the mound, his 8th of the season. As of today, the Cardinals sit in first place in the National League Central Division. They have a small half-game advantage. The Dodgers sit in first place in the National League West Division. They hold a comfortable 5-game advantage. The Cleveland Indians matched up against the Giants in interleague action in the City by the Bay, and the game wore on to extra innings with the Indians coming away with the win. The final was 2-0. At the moment, the Giants are in last place in the NL West, 18 games out of first. The Indians are in second place in the AL Central, only a half game back. The Orioles were in St. Pete to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays came away with the win. The score was 4-1. Matt Moore earned the victory on the hill, tossing a complete game gem. He is currently among the AL leaders in strikeouts. Heading into today, the Rays are leading the American League East. They have a commanding 7.5 game advantage over second. The Orioles are second in the division. They're 7.5 games out of first. The Mariners paid visit to the Bo Sox at Fenway Park, and it was the Mariners who came out on top, the final 4-3. Felix Hernandez earned the victory on the mound and had the strikeout pitch working as he racked up 12 in this one. Right now, the Red Sox sit in third place in the American League East Division, 11.5 games out of first. The Mariners are in fourth place in the AL West, 19 games out of first. The Chi Sox took on the Royals at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, and it was Kansas City who came away victorious. The final was 5-4. Lorenzo Cain was phenomenal at the plate, picking up 2 round trippers. Jimmy Lane was victorious in this one, earning his first win. Looking at the standings, the Royals are atop the AL Central. They have a small half-game advantage. The White Sox are fourth in the division, 12.5 games back. The Detroit Tigers were in Minnesota to take on the Twins, and it was the Twins who came out on top. The final score was 3-2. As of today, the Twins sit in last place in the American League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Tigers are third in the division, 10 games out of first. The Texas Rangers paid visit to the OC to take on the Halos at Angel Stadium, and it was the Rangers who came out on top, the final 4-3. Yu Darvish was victorious on the mound and picked up his 10th win of the season. He is among the AL leaders in wins. At the moment, the Angels are in third place in the AL West. They're 17.5 games out of first. The Rangers are atop the division. They are more than 10 games ahead of second place. The Toronto Blue Jays took on the Astros in Space City, and it was the Astros who came out on top, 8-1. Brett Oberholzer gave the bullpen a day off, turning in a complete game effort in the win. Heading into today, the Astros sit in last place in the American League West Division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Blue Jays are in last place in the AL East, 14.5 out of first. And that'll do it for today. Enjoy the games, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.